Yay, day, 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 yay. Yay, day, yay, day, day, yay. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 yay. Yay, day, yay, day, day, day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yedi nefesh av harachaman mishoch avdach el ritzonach o yarutz avdach kimo ayal yishtachave el mul hadarach o yerav lo yedidutach minofet suf vechotam yay 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 Haduna ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatach o ana el narifana la beharola noam zivach O az titchazek v'tidrape v'haitalach shivchat olam. Yay, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom, Carl. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm
doing
so
real
glad.
good. I'm ready for Shabbat.
Fantastic. I am getting there. I'm getting there. It's been a long, hard week in our community. We've had a lot of loss this week and a lot of struggle this week. And I think probably not alone amongst people who are watching this Zoom in feeling like both a sense of relief that Shabbat is here, a chance to breathe and relax and reconnect, and also a feeling of not quite ready to just transition into joyful space so quickly, that it's going to be a process of trying to find that after a week in which most people in our community at least lost somebody, and many people felt close to more than one person. So if you're in joy right now, Mazel Tov, good for you. We've all been there. It's great. We don't begrudge you. And if you're in struggle right now, we're right there with you also. And it's okay that the receiving of Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat, takes a little bit of time and comes at its own pace. I hope wherever your heart is at right now that you're being gentle with it. And I hope that these melodies and this time that we're going to share together helps to bring you into a space of a little bit more peace. We transition out of Yedid Nefesh and into the Psalms that go through the weekdays, taking us on a spiritual journey into Shabbat itself.
L'Adonai Litzur Yeshenu Nikama Fana Betoda Naria Litzur Yeshenu Nikama Fana Betoda Bismirod Naria Lo Lechu Niranina La Hadonai Lechu Niranina La Hadonai Naria Litzur Yeshenu Nikama Fana Betoda Naria Litzur Yeshenu Nikama Fana Betoda Bismirod Naria Lo Bismirod Naria Lo Bismirod Naria Lo Arba'im Shana
Arba'im Shana
Akud Bedor
Akud Bedor
Vahomar
Vahomar
Amto Elevav Haim
Unto Elivav Hem
Vahim Lo Yadu
Hem Lo Yadu
Derachai
Derachai
Asher Nishbati V'Api Im Yevohun El Menuchati Shivu Ladonai Shir Chadash Shivu Ladonai Kol Haaretz Shiru Ladonai Baruch Shemo Basru Miyom Liyom Yeshuato Sapu Vagoyim Kevodo Bechol Ha'amim Niflotam Ki Gadol Adonai O Mehulal Me'ol No Rahu Al Kol Elohim Ki Kol Elohim Hamim Elilim Vadonai Shamayim Asa Hod Vehadar Lefanav Oz Vetiferet Bemikdasho Havul Adonai Mishpachot Amim Havul Adonai Kavod Vaoz Havul Adonai Kevod Shemo Se'u Mincha Uvo'u Lechatz Rotav Yishtachavu L'Adonai B'Hatot Kodesh Ya'alu Sadai V'chol Asher Bo Ya'alu Sadai Yai Dai 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 Az Yiranenu Kol Atzeya Az Yiranenu Kol Atzeya Az Yiranenu Kol Atzeya Az Yiranenu Kol Atzeya Ya'alu Sadai V'chol Asher Bo Ya'alu Sadai Yai Dai 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 Lifnei Adonai Kiva Kiva Lishpot Haaretz Yishpot Tevel B'tzedek Ve'amim Be'emunato.
Hey, Music Man,
Yeah.
it sounds like you are not alone there. Is something different? Did something happen?
It's the Malachim.
The Malachim, what are those?
They kind of sit on my shoulder, and when I get to a ruachy part of a psalm, they just sing along with me. They harmonize with me.
The power of technology to bring the angels into the room with you is really quite extraordinary. I was just, thinking about the fact that it's not a secret you got a virtual background because I'm missing one arm a lot of the time. And also, it's pretty bright outside. I don't think it's Shabbos out your window. There you go.
This is
That's
my work. This is my work virtual. I forgot to change it to my Shabbos virtual.
This is what they call a continuity error, right? It's bright outside, but it is really Shabbos. We are coming to you live, and there's extra voices coming, and it's just, it is Shabbos in 2023. What can I say? We are living in the future.
I am completely busted, Rabbi.
No. I love it. I mean, doesn't 2023 for the first virtual Shabbos of 2023 sounds like we're living in the Jetsons age, right?
Okay.
If I can't have a hover car, at very least, I like the Malachim who are coming to just add.
The virtual Malachim.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Let's keep it going.
97. Light for the righteous. O Zarua Latzadik Ulishre Lev Simcha. O Zarua Latzadik Ulishre Lev Simcha. O Zarua Latzadik Ulishre Lev Simcha. Ulishre Lev Simcha. O Zarua Latzadik Ulishre Lev Simcha. Ulishre Lev Simcha. O Zarua Latzadik Ulishre Lev Simcha. O Zarua Latzadik Ulishre Lev Simcha. Simchu tzadikim baronai v'hodu lezecher kodsho. All right. But wait, there's more Psalms. Here's Psalm 98. We're going through the Kabbalat Shabbat day by day. Sing to Adonai to the music of the guitar. Guitar and voices making music together with horns and shofar blasts, trumpet the presence of sovereign Adonai. Zamuya, 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 Zamuya. Zamuya bechinor, bechinor, v'kol zimra. Zamuya bechinor, bechinor, v'kol zimra. V'chatzotro v'kol shofar lifnei Hamelech Adonai. V'chatzotro v'kol shofar lifnei Hamelech Adonai. Zamuya, 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 Zamuya. Livnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tever betzedek v'yamim b'mei sharim. I love that. That's Josh Warshawski, Rabbi Josh Warshawski. He visited us. I hope many of you out there had a chance to enjoy that ShabbatHOME that the rabbi, the great composer, he really is a treat. I really love his melodies. Psalm 99, Moshe v'Aaron b'Kohana, Shemuel b'Korei Shemo, Korim el Adonai, Vehu Ya'anem, B'amud Anan Yidaber Alehem, Shamru Edotav v'chod Natan Lahamo, Adonai Eloheinu, אתה עניתם, אלוהי להם, ונוקם על עלילותם. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להקודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להקודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להקודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להקודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו. מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו. השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני המים, עיר הכבוד הרים. אדוני המים על מים רבים, כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים. וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון, וציון כמו בן רימים, כמו בן רימים. כל אדוני חוצה לעבודש, כל אדוני יחיל מדבר, יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש. כל אדוני חולל איילות, ויחשוף יערות, ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד, כולו אומר כבוד. אדוני למה בו ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יבורך עמו בשלום.
Making our way to the high point of Kabbalat Shabbat, which is L'Chadodi, the greeting of Shabbat, that audience with the presence of God, that reunion that we've been waiting for. A lot of you know that I've been waiting for a reunion for the last few weeks. Anne and Gracie were out of town for close to a month, one day shy of a month. They were supposed to be back a little bit sooner and got COVID. She's better now, thank God. But on Monday, I went to the airport in the afternoon and waited at the base of that elevator at John Wayne, as everybody, it seemed like, on the plane came down before my wife and my little girl. And then finally, there they are coming down the elevator. And Grace barely gets to the edge of the steps, and she starts running and just leaps into my arms and burrows in and makes these wonderful noises. And it just was the most wonderful, life-affirming, joyful, loving thrill. That's what we're supposed to be getting a taste of with Lachadodi. Right? We're supposed to be getting a taste of a reunion we've been waiting for, of a meeting with someone that we love more than life itself. If we can capture just a little bit of that, then we have a sense of the entrance into holy and sacred time. So I invite you, as we're singing Lachadodi, to cast your mind back to a moment of reunion, to a moment when somebody threw their arms around you and we're just so happy to see you, and to try to bring into this song a little bit of that authentic spirit.
Beautiful. Lecha dodi likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nikabila Shamo v'zachor b'diburecha Hishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Ushemo echad L'shem ultiferet V'litila L'echad dodi L'ikrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikabila Likrat Shabbat l'chu v'necha Ki mikor habiracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila Lecha dodi Likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikabila Mikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzi mitoch hafecha Rav lach shevet b'yemek habacha V'hu yachamor עלייכם לה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Turn the page and we change the melody up a bit. That's our tradition. Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nikabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nikabela Vayulim shisa shosayif virachaku Kol mirvolayir Yasis olaich Elohai Kimsos Chatan Al-Kala Lecha dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nikabela Lecha dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nikabla Yaminu Usmol Tifrotzi V'et Adonai Ta'avitzi Al yarish ben parzi venismecha nagila lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabela boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for the kavanah. I was right with you. I had my own great hugs this week, too.
Shir Yom HaShabbat, Tova Dov Ladonai, Olazam Elishimcha Yom, Vayiba Boker Estecha L'Malat HaBalelot. It's good to say thank you to God. Offer praises to the holy name.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות צדיק כתמר יפרח כארז בלבנון יזכה שתולים בבית אדוני בחצרו אלוהינו יצריחו עוד ינבוד בסבע דשנים רעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולתה בו עדותיך נאמנו מאוד לביתך נאווה קודש לאדוני לאורך ימים. That's Kabbalat Shabbat.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Carl, for bringing me along with you. Thank you for bringing everybody else along with you on this journey into a day of peace and of connection and of love. Just a word before we go on to the Mishberach, the prayer for healing, and the Mourner's Kaddish. We made the transition this week. We will make the transition in the Torah service from the book of Genesis to the book of Exodus, from the story of Judaism's first family to the story of its sinking into degradation and then rising to dignity. And this is a story which our tradition reads as happening out there, and it's also happening in here. It's a story about our ancestors a long time ago, and it's a story about us today. It's a story about us as a collective people. It's a story about our individual lives. I was thinking, coming out of teaching the Introduction to Judaism class last week, in which I taught the session on God and started the students looking at a story we read several weeks ago, a story about Jacob wrestling with a being. And we talked about various interpretations and possibilities of what that story meant. And finally, a student raised their hand and said, so was he wrestling with himself or was he wrestling with someone else? Was it happening in a dream or was it real? I don't get it. Which one was it? And I wanted to find a way to say yes and yes. Yes, he was wrestling with himself, and yes, he was wrestling with God. Yes, it was a dream, and yes, it was real. It actually takes me to a moment, maybe this isn't a sacred text for everybody, but for the Harry Potter fans out there, there's a moment at the very end of the last book, I won't spoil anything, I don't think, in which Harry has an encounter with the wizard Dumbledore, and they have a long talk, which clears up many things. And at the end of it, Harry says, I just have one last question. Is this real, or is this taking place inside of my head? And the wise old Dumbledore looks back at him and says, of course it's taking place inside your head. And why should that make it any less real? It can be true that something can be both the story of us inside and the story of us outside at the same time. That it's possible to read our stories, our most sacred stories, on many levels. And so we enter in this week into a narrative which will see our people's historic fall and then rise, and will also be invited into a place of self-exploration through the Exodus narrative of discovering where are the places that we have fallen. What are the Mitzrayims, the Egypts, the literal narrow places that we have gotten ourselves stuck in? And how can we, over the course of these coming weeks, as we read the story of our ancestors' journey to liberation, how can we begin the process of liberating ourselves? How can we shed a little bit of what holds us back so that we can collectively walk through a split sea in just a few short weeks? There's a lot on the outside, which is hard. There's a lot on the inside, which is tough. And there is tremendous possibility in both areas. There is possibility for a better world than the world we live in today. There's a possibility for a better life than the life we're living today. And the invitation of the beginning of the book of Exodus is to look out and to look in and to invite possibility. I need possibility this Shabbat. I'm praying for possibility for people that I love and care about. And I hope and hold in my heart for all of us together in this virtual Shabbat experience that these next few weeks can contribute a little bit toward liberation out there and in here. Shabbat Shalom. May it be sweet and peaceful.
Shabbat Shalom indeed. Yasher Koach.
We're going to invite in prayer for healing at this time. I invite you to call to mind those who you're thinking of so we can collectively pray for their recovery. I know most, if not all of us, are thinking about Mike Nadelson, a stalwart of our minyan, somebody who is every week in Shabbat services, a sweet, sweet soul with a wonderful family who has been truly struggling and fighting for his life in the ICU since Monday, since a terrible stroke and brain bleed. And I checked in with his daughters just before Shabbat came in, who said he is stable at the moment, but very, very much in need of prayers. So as you are praying, each of you individually for the people in your heart, please let's collectively lift up CBI's heart toward the Nadelson family, toward Mike's recovery, and for strength and courage for Annie, his wife, Danielle and Gabby, his beautiful and wonderful daughters, and for all those people who love and count on him and are waiting for him to come home.
Mi Shberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, hu yivarech v'yirapeh el hacholim. Elna Rifana Ilna Rifana Ilna Rifana Ilna Rifana Mishiberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, hu yivarech v'yirapeh el hacholim. Hu yivarech v'yirapeh el hacholim.
Thank you for joining together in prayer. We hope that those we love experience a refuah shlema, experience a healing of body and a healing of spirit. We'll end the service in just a few minutes. We'll have an opportunity to say Kaddish and to close with some song. Do very much want to invite all of you who are joining us virtually to join us in person tomorrow for Shabbat morning services. Carl will be there, Cantor Katz will be there. We will be thanking the board of directors of CBI and installing a new board of directors. Tonight is the Erev end of Phyllis Abrams' presidency. Phyllis, I see that you are here tonight. I want to wish you a very sweet sleep tonight, but I think you're going to sleep even better tomorrow night. Thank you for all that you have done to hold this community through unprecedented times. And we should get together to celebrate not only Phyllis, but all of the incredible individuals who have stepped up and are now stepping up to take role of leadership in the community. There's a lot more happening at CBI. Emails are going out. You can check our website and see what's happening. I'm starting a new class in a week or two. Cantor Amy is starting a class on how to chant Torah that I know many people are looking forward to taking. A lot going on in our community and a lot of ways that we can be together. So we'll take a moment to say Kaddish together. We'll close with song and we'll look forward to better days ahead. As we say Kaddish, of course, holding in mind tonight the spirit of Stan Cohen, of Bob Messi, and of Ida Kelly, and of others who are close and connected in our community in many ways. And of course, all of those who you are carrying in your hearts and remembering right now. In the width of Kaddish. Oh, please.
Very short.
Yes, of course.
I'm thinking of the yard side of my beloved Aunt Estelle, and I'm thinking of Esther Bat Kalman Wolf, and I'm saying Kaddish for my aunt.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for bringing her name here. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. V'agalah v'zman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba Barach v'olam omer. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Tadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha. B'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata damiran b'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen.
Amen.
May the souls of all those dear to us remain in our hearts as a blessing forever. We say together. Amen.
Amen.
Invite the Shabbos angels to take us in for the next 25 hours.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharim, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Borechem Lishalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Mileshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai rai rai, yai rai rai, yai rai rai, yai rai rai, yai rai, yai rai. Shabbat shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom, my friend. Shabbat shalom to your angels who joined you. Shabbat shalom to all of you out there. Wishing you